there is never a better way. There is never a better time to discuss finance. There is never a better time other than now to talk about the need for financial intelligence. I mean, we live in a period whereby people are increasingly losing it because they don't know what to do with the current economic holocaust, the current economic swift. They are not prepared for it. And as a result, people are getting themselves worked up. Depression is coming. We're seeing situations where people are jumping into a lagoon, where people are, they are paranoid unnecessarily, because the most crucial part of human existence, which is money, surviving, or want to survive, you will need money, has been tampered with. And I feel like that's one important reason why it's about time we discuss financial intelligence and, of course, financial understanding in totality.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's why I'm confident that I have someone that will help me explore this topic, this conversation, right here in the studio with me this morning. Mr. Philip Adebayo, I should appreciate you for coming to joining on the conversation this morning.
Thank you, Ezekiel. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm okay. A lot of
persons. I see that you are smiling.
Yeah, I know you. That's why
you know me. You said you know me.
I know you. I know, like,
okay,
if I were to discuss financial intelligence, you are like the best person I can. The producers would say, let's always get someone that understands our topic. A lot of persons might see this content in the morning, a lot of persons might see it in the afternoon, a lot of persons might see it in the evening, some persons might see it from whichever part of the world. So we greeted good morning, so let's say afternoon and evening, good afternoon and good evening.
Okay, good afternoon,
good evening,
good afternoon,
good evening, good night, whichever
good everything, good every time.
No, this is a new season, right?
Yeah.
We're discussing, this season is tagged, word out intentional talks. That is, if finance is not an intentional talk, then I wonder what an intentional talk would be in this point.
Finance is the real deal.
It's a real deal
in this time. Real deal. Whatever you do is the real deal.
Right.
That's the crux of the matter. Put it on the table. Just look at it. It's the real deal.
But then, how did you manage to deal with the shock that happened with the new administration? I mean, with the entire, economic swifts, increase in fuel, increase in, all of the increase, the finance policy changed. How, for people like you, how were you able to?
Wow.
I mean, someone that does business.
Okay. Thanks to 3 things.
Right.
And from every angle it has come from. I tell people that these days, there are 3 things that you can use to measure success.
Right. 1,
access to quality and relevant information. The quality of it, and then the relevancy of it. So issue on board. That's 1. 2, your exposure. And then number 3, association. So growing up, all those 3 helped me.
Right.
So I understand few things. So people make noise. You don't need to make noise. The point is, you must have the understanding. When you have the knowledge, you must have the understanding. So when you apply intelligently, then it results to. So that's why you can say financial intelligence.
What does that word even mean to you? Because to me, I feel like financial intelligence entails having a proper understanding of finance. Financial intelligence does not mean that you are a guru in money handling, you are expert in anything that concerns money and financial interpolation and stuff. I feel like financial intelligence presupposes that you have the knowledge necessary for you to stay afloat without struggling as a person.
Okay.
That's what financial intelligence means.
What's the point if you have the knowledge and you don't understand how to apply it intelligently? So financial intelligence does not come on its own. There are some other things that need to come with it. So when you understand the full concepts, then it helps you to be effective at what you do and be efficient. So most of the time when we talk about finance, you talk about being efficient to be able to achieve with little resource that you have. We know that money is a scarce resource.
Right.
And with every other resources that you may think you have the time to yourself, you have money to yourself, and the skills. Everything has limitation. Everything. You can't have everything to yourself as a whole. But now, to what we are discussing, financial intelligence, what does it mean? You just to have the ability to understand. That's all.
And then to apply. Because you said there's
to
one thing
understand first.
Right?
To understand first.
And then how to apply.
So when you understand, that's the first part that you have the knowledge. And then it's not clear to you how to apply them. And then in you applying them, there are things to look out for. 1 and 2. To be effective with reasonable time, they achieve your goal in reasonable time. And then number 2 is to be efficient, but with a cost that is relative. You know, today people talk about something that is affordable. If you look at your dictionary, you get a concept right. Something that is affordable, it cannot be affordable to everybody. Men are in sizes.
So affordability is relative.
Is relative.
Right.
But what you can put your mind on is something that is reasonable.
Right.
That is effective to the value that is going to give you. So when you put it on the table, you say financial intelligence. So ability to understand, ability to apply at the appropriate time, and what you need, the quantity that you need to apply. You get it. So in this year 2023, me, I call it as brain resets.
For everybody to
come
down and understand properly.
What applied to you as Ezekiel is not something that applied to me as Philip. It depends on our priority, based on the vision, based on our plan per year. You see, the issue we're having now is, I don't mean to be harsh on the government, is we have the kind of government that understand and focus more on the macro, not on the micro. The I and the A is the issue. They understand the whole thing. They don't understand the little by little that affects individual. And that's the difference between the micro and the macro. So once we can understand that as human being, then we know what to do. What you need might not be my need. And then in our simple economics, they taught us needs and wants. So if you want to understand everything that has to do with financial intelligence, there are two things I'm going to mention with that financial intelligence. 1, when you say you have financial intelligence, you can't say it that you have it until you have the discipline first about finance. When you have the discipline, or let me say the byproduct of you saying you have the financial intelligence is to have the discipline about finance. Because whatever that comes to you, there are 3 M's now. Now, how to make that money. Number 2, how to manage that money. And then number 3, how to multiply that money. So financial intelligence is a whole concept that individual need to sit down and understand and apply to your life as it relates to you. Now, this is what I'm saying. It's important that we lay the background, that we understand it precept upon precept, so that we don't make mistakes. Because there's somebody that wrote about 10 M's of money. One of our leaders in the faith, Pastor Matthew Ashimolo, he wrote about 10 M's of money. How to make money, how to manage money, how to maintain money, how to move money, how to multiply money, how not to make mistake of money. In fact, it's a book to read at this time. Because your needs might not be my needs. Need are things that you need to move on in your life that you can't do away with. You don't have alternative to them. You just have to get them. Though it comes in variety. You need to eat. It's compulsory that you eat. But variety. What kind of food do you want to take? There is a need for you to wear clothes. But it comes
at this point in time, what kind of clothes should I be putting on?
Okay, let's say I do tell people that are around here, the kind of businesses that we have, they are service-oriented businesses. They are businesses that when you look at them critically, you can do well with them. Let me give you an example. You have a car wash stand. I can do away with it. I can wash my car myself.
It's not an essential.
It's not essential. So to me, that kind of business is good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a want. Want are things that you can do away with, that you have alternatives to them. So at this point, what you are bringing to the table is to spell out what are your needs, things that you cannot do away with if you want to move forward in your life. And then to understand number 2, your want. At this point, to me, aircraft is a want. I need a car. with the kind of work that I do
Right.
to easily move about at my time. But the variety of the car now become the want. I want Jeep. The bottom line is I need a car that will move me from one place to another at my time. I don't know whether you understand. But now the variety of car now define the concept of want. So what I'm saying is to really understand what it means to be financial intelligent. Ezekiel, our mind needs to be on one, you must have the discipline. And then you must have the planning. That's what you're sitting down to put your mind on, okay, how will I be applying this? And at a whole, to be achieving my aims and objective. That's your goal. And the kind of, okay, in this area, it's happened to all of us. We do it most of the time. They tell you, okay, this thing is 10,000 naira. You tell them, my budget is 8,000 naira. That word, we misconstrue that word. Our misconception come with that word 100%. Now, when you say budgets, is in two folds. Is a prediction of both income and expenditure. Now, you say your budget is way, way low. How do you form that your own budget? Like, say, okay, this is what I'm giving out. Is it in line with your value? The value that thing is giving you. So, absolutely, nothing is expensive. It depends on the value that you put on that thing.
Per time. Now I feel like we should approach financial intelligence from a very practical angle, because I think the way we're discussing it right now, there are a lot of persons that have had a little of experience would be able to get it completely. We discussed budgeting. You talked about planning. You talked about, how to manage funds and stuff. But I know there's some guy somewhere who is 21 years old, or there's some lady somewhere who is 19, or some girl somewhere who is in the university, and I've never taught, or someone who was even graduated, or someone who has a family, and I've never sat down to properly structure the influx of income and how the expenditure would be. Okay. So I feel like we should approach financial intelligence from that.
Okay.
Beginning level.
You want me to tell a story?
It's very practical. Like I had this, for example, I can give a practical understanding of how I used to spend money.
Okay.
At some point I was a very, what you say, impulse buyer, emotional shopper. I go out, I see the stuff I like, I just buy it. I'm always moving with a...
Meaning you've not been applying the third one, which is planning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At some point, I was an emotional shopper, like impulse buyer. I go out, I'm always with people around me. We're chilling and then we're going out. And I said, I didn't even have to say anything. I said, let's buy this. Just I want to make people okay. All right. Someone come to tell me this story. My grandmother just swallowed shovel, this and that. I said, no problem. I just see, I think I like this shirt. I think I like this shoe. Impulse buying.
It happens.
And that's one of the normal disposition of most young people. Our target audience, 90% of people that are watching this content right now, people between the age of 19 and then the age of say 30 or 40. Young people who have not really earned those funds, because I feel like for you to be financially intelligent, for example, I want to be artificial intelligence. For you to be intelligent artificially, you have to first of all do tech, a bit of tech. It's okay, I'm intelligent in this area. For you to be intelligent in, for example, tailoring, you have to, okay, first of all, let me do a little of tailoring. But we're talking to people right now that they have not even handled some level of finance before. But the little that comes, the little influx of funds that come, they have never been intentional about the spending.
Okay, let me
so how do we approach financial intelligence from the point of view of this kind of audience?
Excellent. Let me share a story that is going to help.
Right.
But let me lay few foundation.
Right.
Now, I'm just 40.
Right.
Above 40.
Right.
So it's our generation.
Right.
So we understand ourselves.
Right.
Now, the first thing is to discover yourself, to know yourself, and what exactly do you want to do with your life. That's the first thing. So if you have not, and you have the opportunity to listen to us now, the first thing is to say that first. Who are you? And what do you want to do with your life?
Proper self-evaluation.
Yes.
Right.
And it's important.
Right.
Now, this is it. In life, you must understand. I use that word understand with all intent. You must have that understanding. And before understanding will come, you must have knowledge. What I see today is people just want the product. Our generation wants the product. Our mind is always on the product without the understanding
of the
that
process.
There are processes to every product.
So I want to get here. I want to drive this kind of car. I want to look this way
and get money today. It is not possible.
Right.
There are no shortcuts to anywhere what's going.
Right.
So let me give my own practical example.
Right.
What I've been through, what I am doing. So let me say, okay, in 2016, I went to a place in Lagos. I wanted to buy a printing machine, a DI machine, direct imaging, that the way it is on the system, that's the way it's going to come out. So I've been to this company and they said it's 1,350,000. I couldn't afford that kind of money at that time. I have little savings and few people that need to give me money. Now, I really want to show how financial discipline and financial planning helps. When two comes together, it will give you what they call financial intelligence. You can't have financial intelligence if you don't have the planning aspect of it and then this discipline. Right. That's what I said before. Wow. Now, I want to give a story so that you can see it. It's not what I'm just saying, what I've been through, what I'm doing, that way of life, because I understand early enough. Right. And that's why I say it's important that you sit down
and evaluate yourself.
So when you do the critical analysis of your person,
right.
So how will you now be, okay, this is what I want to now do with my life. Somebody said, vision is the discovery of God's agenda for your life. We understand that God created us. That's why I said, I agree with that. Now, I got to that company, said 1,350,000. I couldn't afford it. The little savings I have is way, way, way down to what they gave me. So I went back to Computer Village. I saw one little one. I think it weighed above 100,000. So I bought it and I brought it home. And I started
from 1 million to 100,000.
So I went back to Computer Village.
Right.
I know at that point, I can't afford that one. The money that I have is not up to what they call for me, but I know I need that machine. Right. So I'm saying here, if you need a particular thing, sit down. There may be other way or what to do, alternative to start with. Small is beautiful. That's the lesson from there. So I went back to Computer Village. I bought the 115,000 or so. I brought it to office, set it up, and I started using it. So in using it, the little money that is coming from there, I didn't spend it. Whoever that spend it all is a fool. That's one thing. It's in the scripture. That's one thing that I want this our generation to understand. Never say it is not enough. Never say it is not enough. When you spend it all and you don't have the planning, you don't have the discipline, that if you really want to get this words that we're talking about, it comes from financial intelligence. And financial intelligence comes with two keys. One, the planning, and then the discipline.
Because in any funds that comes to an individual, for any finance that comes to your hand as a person, I think it's important that one understands that in that money that has come to your hand, there's a seed in it, and then there's a part of it that you should spend, and there's a part of it that should be a seed.
You get it.
So that's growing the part of it that is a seed. It's what actually multiplies wealth. That's what you have to get. I'm now financially independent.
From the little savings that I have, I was able to buy that 115,000. I'm talking about 2016. Right. This is 2023. Wow. So I bought it and I brought it to office. So the little money that is coming from there, save it. And then what I'm doing again, I'm into printing, packaging, and publishing. That's what I do. Right. So people come to our office to print. I have clients that I do job for. So I did not do any other thing because my mind is to buy that machine. That's my original plan. But this one is just an alternative. It's a way to. So money started coming in little by little, and I have like 500,000 on my own. So I said, okay, I should be able to get this machine if I'm disciplined enough. Now come to the issue of character. Say character. So somebody approached me that they want to publish a particular book, a lecturer from my school, and I advised them that borrowing is not bad in its entirety. If you can sort for this money from bank, because at that time, it's just like this time that we just have new president. A lot of policies, a lot of programs that they are rolling out, and it's really affecting the economy at that time. So we always have price change in the market. That's a big reaction. So advise them. So the microfinance bank, the MD of this bank, spoke with me on phone. I said, Philip, somebody said you want to bring this so person. I said, yes. Advise them to come to you so that they can get money.
Right.
But on my own, I didn't have a savings. So I cannot use my money for them. You know what helped me? Because I have read this book by Matthew Ashimolo that I talked about, 10 M's of money.
Right?
I don't have that money. So whoever that want me to work, they need to provide money. That's their part. My own is to use my professionalism to render the service based on whatever we agree.
Right.
Now they turn to the bank. So the woman approached me, and quickly I just remember on my own, I can go to this bank and sort for this money. So I approached the bank. I spoke with the woman, and I borrowed 1.2 million. Because in 2 weeks, from 1,350,000, the machine moved to 1,850,000.
Wow.
So it becomes more difficult for me to buy. I don't give excuse. All I need to do is to get it achieved. Because I have understanding from reading. So I agree in totality that readers are leaders. So whatever you want to do, any field you want to fit in, you must read. And you must make it a constant thing that you are reading continuously in that particular field.
Let's quickly dive into how do rich people think. How do rich people really think? I feel like rich people, mainly people that either they grew to meet wealth or they by themselves cultivated wealth, just like you're talking about just now. I feel like rich people first of all think of two things. Number one, they don't have a consumer's mentality that, okay, I have to consume all the funds that is with me. I have to consume all the money that is, within my reach. Number two, I feel like rich people spend from their profits. For example, I invest money in some business, in some, maybe something. All right. It's when they have had returns in a whole lot of percentage. So they've made enough money. That's when rich people begin to spend. But I want to pick your idea on it. How do you think rich people? What is their normal natural disposition?
I will answer you this way.
This is because it's enough to get rich, and then another thing is to sustain wealth, to keep it afloat, and then to just ensure that, okay, I have, apart from financial intelligence, I have what we call financial independence. How do rich people? What is their daily routine like? They are, some people say rich people, they see opportunities and they're walking around, they see opportunities around, where, normal people, poor people would see, oh, there's a problem here. Rich people see opportunities. How do you think rich people think? What's their normal disposition according to what you're saying now?
Okay. For our generation, there are no shortcuts to anywhere worth going. You must give in your best. Before you can say you are rich, it comes from your way of life. The way of life of the person that we see that being rich and to the person that is poor. They say poor is an acronym that passing over opportunity repeatedly. The person that is poor and understand that is poor is because they don't want to give anything in exchange. They only want the products. Yes. Right. They only want the results. They want you to do everything for them. But that's not the way a rich man thinks.
So wealth comes from
sacrifice. A rich man always think on what to put on the table that multiplies. But the person that is poor is not bringing anything. They come to you, okay, give me money. Everything seen around you, they just come to you, give me this, give me that. But a rich person will tell you, okay, what can we do together that will yield more? What can I give that will yield more? That's the perspective. That's the thinking. That's the mentality of a rich person.
Don't you feel like one of the reasons why people don't have financial intelligence is because it's not deliberately taught? we are Africans, Nigerians. We grow up in families where.
Are you not parents, from here? Am I not from here?
No. I feel like just a few percentage of people deliberately, like you, maybe like me, like a few persons deliberately, okay, let me understand this wealth. Let me understand finances.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not deliberately taught. My point is this. The system, every single person is a product of the environment.
Yes.
The system we live in, I feel like it doesn't give people the opportunity to understand understand finances in totality. You go to a particular school, your lecturer that teaches economics.
Allow me, Ezekiel, me to finish my story.
Right.
I will answer a whole lot of questions.
Right.
Now, when I bought that machine, I eventually got 1.2 million from this bank.
From that
yes.
job that later came, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not the job.
Okay,
I approached the bank.
Okay, to give
the woman informed me that one of my clients needed money to publish.
Right. I follow now.
And I quick used the information.
Right.
And I turned to the woman. I said, this is not the issue of character. I approached the woman and I assessed 1.2 million. Literally. You know how the person that will say, okay, this person is poor, the way they think. They don't want to do anything. Yes, they want something. And it doesn't work that way.
Right.
So I approached this woman. I know definitely there's going to be cost in this money. So people will tell you don't borrow. That's what they will tell you.
I was going to get there.
So we're coming there.
Borrowing is not just a negative word.
Yes, we're coming there. So I borrowed 1.2 million February of 2016 from this woman. And I turned to one of my mentors. He gave me 200, making 1.4 million with what I have. So I went to Lagos, I bought this machine and I brought it to office. In 3 months, I paid back this bank. What comes? Discipline. Every other thing are contending for my attention, but my focus based on my priority. The discipline, there are no shortcuts to anywhere worth going. The discipline must be 100%. Those are the times that people are buying all manners of things. If you like, buy 5 shoes, buy 10. That's your own. But my own at that moment, I make it as a point of duty, my standpoint. I draw the red line. If you come to me, this is what you do. You are party or you are whatever. That's your life. That's not me. That's not Philip. Philip is to pay this money. So I got this 1.2 and 200 from one of my mentors, making 1.4 million. So I paid back this bank.
In 3 months.
In 3 months, the interest of 115,000. The person that is poor, Ezekiel, was saying, so I will now be working for bank. You are not working for bank. They gave me the opportunity to own that machine. So I have that machine to myself and I'm using it to work. So every money that is coming, I have it in my psyche. What increases this my turnover? It's not me. It's what I got from bank. So I must pay back.
Right.
But people around me will say, no, how will I put everything back to the bank? They can't do that. They will do other things. I said, no, I have to pay first. So I paid everything. And this is my mentor too. You see, it's in the scripture that if and only if you are not faithful in little, who is that dummy that will now commit the bigger thing to your hand? The first time you come to me, this is what you need. I discipline myself enough. That's why you could turn to me and say, I should give you. You think that I have, and I give it to you, and you don't want to return it. You know what we do these days? Even from friends, 5,000, 10,000 little money, and then they block you, that your wallet is too much. You have money now, Ezekiel. You give me only 10,000 and then you want me to pay.
Entitlement begins to set in.
That's the point. But my advice for our generation is to go for a course on emotional intelligence. Because you cannot say you are financially intelligent.
You want to borrow money for a wedding.
You want to borrow money for a wedding. So what is it coming to you? Now the point A is how to make money. Point B, how to manage that money. And point 3, how to make that money to multiply for you. Then you can say that you are rich. If money is not multiplying for you, it's not coming to you in a geometric form, you are not rich. You are not in charge of your finance. But the point for this person is, what's the purpose? Now the purpose, what's the value that the person puts on it? I would not say it's wrong for him to have that kind of thought. I would not say it's right. So you have to weigh it, depending on the value that he plays on his client.
I feel like the the risk evaluation is what's most important. To me, these days, borrowing money for events or borrowing money to appear wealthy or appear rich is not completely what people should roll out. Some persons actually, if they want to go get some contract, I had a brother that I was working with that, in engineering field though, if he wants to go get some contract from some, companies, oil companies, he would not go with his car. He would go with one very exotic, super big car that, when he enters the office and when he's coming back out, they would want to entrust some level of millions to him.
It's a different thing.
Because, I just feel like it's almost the same thing for this guy that may want to borrow money for wedding. It's a big wedding. His clients are coming, prospective clients are coming. Okay, this guy is a big boy. Plus, we live in a country whereby some people make money from wedding, people that will come, contribute, spray money and all of those. I just feel like the risk evaluation should be, am I going to get something out of it?
It's low.
That's what I'm
compared
saying.
to the person that is going for business.
For business, right? That's what I'm saying.
It's not the same thing. It's way, way, way out of it. So the person have to check it. Because the money that is going to borrow is coming at a cost. How will he get money to pay back? And how will he pay, okay, this is how much you are borrowing. That's the capital that is involved. And then the cost on it, that's the interest. How is he going to pay? And in how many months? And after the wedding, how is he going to feel? His emotion. Is he not going to run negative? So you should check it. So for me, it's no. I will advise him not to do that.
But borrowing generally for business.
Alternative.
Borrowing generally for business.
I'm going there. There are three basic S. S1 has to do with your salary, your income, what comes to you. S2 has to do with what you spend money on. And S3 has to do with savings. So whatever that comes to you, you spend everything based on your emotion, that you want people to see you in a particular way. You spend everything finish. In code, that means you're foolish. What if we say, God forbid, what if life permits? Like life is permitting right now in Federal Republic of Nigeria, that what is coming to people, take for example, a case in point, 40,000 naira as a basic salary, January 2022. How much is a Congo of rice? How much is a Congo of Gary? So and fro to your office. How much does it cost you to go out? Transportation and the whole of you. Right. So what you spend money on, see the percentage of increase. So if you don't have any savings, what will you fall back on? So that's why you don't spend everything that comes to you. So you must master the 3S. So work all of the time to always make money.
My producers are already trickling me that it's about time for us to wrap up. I just wanted to quickly talk on the need for people to be able to differentiate between pursuing passion and pursuing money. Pursuing finance. Since we're having a money talk, some persons, I don't know, some persons over the years, they are just stuck up to one passion. They feel like
come of it, wake up
practically right
now.
Slumber.
You have to wake up. I don't want you to end it. You have to wake up. What's the essence of your passion if it's not putting food on your table?
No, some people say,
what's the essence if it's not footing your bills?
I have to be an artist.
You hold on to your passion. Oga, the point now is you must be an SP, a solution provider. Then you now push it with your passion.
So what I hear you say is go make money first, and then you can now use your money to fund your passion.
You get it. It's not passion first. You must to be involved in some solving problem for people. That's when people will now part with their hard-earned money. So when they do that, you can now use what you get to now push your passion.
I've seen
but to put passion first, forget it. Just wake up. It doesn't work that way.
Put in one spot. They stay in one spot, one position for years, just because they actually wish that one day their passion, their dream, their drive, or what they are very interested in would pay. We are actually pushing the conversation right now. Is
time.
You don't have to make money from what you are interested in. There are people, men, they are into some kind of stupid business. Those days in Lagos, you see a billboard, shit money is real money. The guy, his business is to provide, toilets for events and stuff. There are some persons that they don't really like what they do. Even people in tech is actually not a very interesting stuff to do. Honestly, stay on the computer in one spot, your brain go one blow, you're in one position. It's not an interesting thing to do. All right, but apart from pursuing passion, I just feel like generally my message to people would be, if you see where money is, then follow the money. You don't have to be interested in that line of business. And you don't have to like what you are doing.
You must be an SP, a solution provider.
Right.
So the issue of passion is secondary.
What do you feel like you know about finance right now, and you know about money right now, that you wish your younger self known long ago?
That's on here. Even it happened to me last week. I have a boy of 11 years. I said it is not late and it's not too early for me to let him understand. So we got on a stroll and I was discussing with him that you know that you cannot get money for free. You need to be doing something for people. So when you do that, so I have to come to his level for him to understand that nothing in life is free. You have to bring something in exchange.
Right.
So Emmanuel, the name of my boy is Emmanuel. I said, Emmanuel, in your life, you must get it that you must work. When you work, you solve problems for people, they will give you money. That money that comes to you, that is the primary, that is phase one. The phase two is how to manage that money, have discipline with that money. Not everything you buy, everything you see that you buy. No. Even if you wish to, you must live your life per time. If what you have is 10, can you live 5? So you can have something stored for your future. So with that, you compound. You then let that money multiply for you.
So if you had known this long ago, at an early stage, you could have
I will do better. I will do better. But I tell you, the right way to go is to understand making money, manage that money, and then let it multiply. And that's the whole concept of financial intelligence.
I feel like what I would have wished I knew earlier in life, that I know now about money and finance, is that
the way back.
That I wish I knew then is that speed is everything. Speed, like you get an idea, or there's money somewhere, or there's value you can render. It's important that you attach importance to what you think will bring you money as fast as possible.
I agree.
Speed, like the kairos moment, once you miss it, there are a lot of persons that their mates are doing stuff that will bring money, but they are still thinking, should I not? I feel like if I had known then that it is most important that you do what people are doing to make money, as when in fact, as bad as some Ponzi scheme came in Nigeria, sir, yeah, some Ponzi scheme actually did favor some Nigerians because they first of all went, they went in when it was profitable. And I feel like generally in Forex, in cryptocurrency,
understanding of the time, know when
to do what you have to do. Speed is more important. In cryptocurrency, when cryptocurrency first came, people are like, no. But people that first bought those days, I know I have a very someone that I learned from. We're very close. We talk sometimes. Bitcoin chief. He prides himself as the first known African person to buy cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and then they call him Bitcoin chief. The guy is super rich because when Bitcoin came to Nigeria, why Africans are saying, "What is this?"
They're still checking.
He plugged into it. When NFT came just recently, I said, "What's NFT?" People plugged into it. Speed, to me, I feel like is what's important that I learned earlier in my life. And once again, apart from speed, I feel like time is a factor. The time that we spend doing the most unproductive thing. In fact, you can get anything back. You can get human resource back. You can get money back. You can get whatever it is you have invested, back, but you can't get your time back. Time is even more important than money itself that we're discussing right now.
That differentiates a rich man and a poor man.
Right.
What they use their time for.
Right.
And how value is time to them. Even though I'm not in support of cryptocurrency, I'm not a fan
because it's very volatile.
Yes, I'm not a fan of it. I love process. I love us to do something that we can see, that we can measure over time. And that's why they advocate that we should be smart. Smart is an acronym. Whatever you're doing, you have to be specific about it. And then you have to be able to measure it. And then you put action into it. Then, is this thing realistic? And then the last one, which is it time bound? Whatever you are doing that you want to measure, if it's not time bound, forget it. So at this point, I said, tech is what is driving everything, but you have to innovate with it and then you have to be creative at it. Once you can do that, you will move. I'm not saying in its entirety that cryptocurrency is bad. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But for me, as a person, I'm not a fan of it. And tomorrow, next tomorrow, I won't go into it.
No, I just want us to quickly, help people build more capacity as it concerns financial intelligence, because this conversation is the scope of this conversation is a lot. What are resources or books that help you build capacity that you feel like you can share right now that people watching, can go check up or read, and then they will be able to at least learn one or two about financial intelligence?
Okay. A book written by Matthew Ashimalo, 10 Hymns of Money. It's good. It's a very good book that if you see it, read it. And don't read it as if you want to do exam. Read that you want to understand and how best you can be applying it to your life.
Bible says it's like I can get the word I did eat. It's like you eating the word, yes. Like you digesting it.
But much more, open yourself to the things that happen to you in the environment. I remember last year we had a program and I discussed about things that can make you to be better and be consistent in business. I discussed 3 things in 7 ways that can help. So one of it is to understand the financial discipline, financial intelligence, and then financial planning. One of it is this. Everything we've been discussing has to do with things we hear. What are you committing your hair time to is important. Right. And then what are you feeding your eyes? When 2 come together, we now form the foundation of what you think. And then you can never grow more than what you think
the intent of your heart.
Yes. Right. So it's important that you're in charge. And that's why I always advocate that we go and do a course in emotional intelligence.
Because if one must build wealth, one must build finance, one must be rich, the mind has to be rich first.
Yes. From within to have the understanding and how best to apply. So when you do that to catapult you, then results will be at your tips.
I have 3 Netflix documentaries I feel like people should watch.
Okay.
So they can build financial intelligence. In fact, if you watch these documentaries, it will help you get a step ahead of just every other person that is concerned finance. One of them is Money Explained. Another would be
Money is what?
Money Explained. It's a documentary on Netflix, all right? Another would be How to Get Rich.
Okay.
How to Get Rich. And then another will be Get Smart with Money. And then the final one, the bonus one, I feel like people should check out is Dirty Money.
Dirty Money.
Dirty Money. Money Explained, How to Get Rich, Get Smart with Money, and then Dirty Money. Go check out all of these documentaries.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say it. People want money, but it's a pity that many don't understand money and the concept
around money.
And then you must understand all the jargons around money. I call it jargons. They are register of money, how money plays out. You must understand everything that's around money. Without you're good to go.
Right.
And I think that is what is really helping some of us.
So money is a currency.
Of course, it flows. That's why they call it currency.
That's what I call correct. I heard that.
It flows. If you are into business, you must have understanding of
structured cash flow. Right.
What comes in and what is going out. And the best way to eat is let what is coming in be much more than what is coming out. Then you have what remains. So, and that's where they get the concept of savings and investment. And it's a pity today, what you call savings account is no more savings account. It's now savings account. You put money in your bank. They will announce to you. They will tell you through email, SMS or what have you to tell you that, okay, they are taking this away from your bank. Funny enough, day before yesterday, I got a lot from my bank about 2,000 naira for XMS in a month.
Can you imagine?
And I call that a savings account.
They will say card maintenance.
So for me, when you understand, if you know that you want to be financially intelligent, you must be reading. Watch films, see films that explain money, things that people are doing with money. You must have the idea. So when you have that, you have the knowledge, then you know how to apply. It will help you in moving forward. You can't say you want money in your life. If you get that money, what do you need it for? So money management is key. So when you understand, I take it to the 3rd level, how you'll be multiplying that money that is coming to you, then people cannot say that you are rich. So you are rich in what? You must reach in knowledge first. You reach in understanding, then you now begin to reach in assets, in what have you. But basically, know how to apply and know how to be getting the money you're looking for.
I should appreciate you for coming. I should appreciate the fact that you were able to put everything you did say. It was difficult to pack all of this knowledge, because I know you had an epitome of lots of knowledge, but you were able to bring all of this together, and then just express it in this little time. Thank you so much for showing up on the studio today. I appreciate you, sir.
You're welcome, my brother. Thanks for the opportunity to come and share a few things. I only hope and pray that this is going to be very impactful to our generation, because this is what we need now. We need more of it. So please don't stop this, my brother, because you never can tell who is helping right away. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for the opportunity. See you all of the time. I say all of the time.
All of the time. Thank you so much, sir. It's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for this conversation. Was quite lengthy because we're discussing finance, and of course, finance is one of the most important things that everybody should be listening to right now, especially because the economy is shaking and it's going some kind of way. But I should appreciate you for sitting down and listening all through to the part 1 and part 2 of this conversation. I remain OAP Zika Zeko. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.